Alright guys, so the last thing we're going to do on 5.1 is work a couple of examples using SOHCAHTOA. It is so important to know SOHCAHTOA, so I'm just going to put an S
O over H, K, A over H, and then TOA. T is O over A. And then when I'm using these, I look at the fraction first. What do I have? Do they give me the opposite, the adjacent, the hypotenuse? What are they giving me? And then once you find out that, you're able to find out, do I use sine, cosine, tangent? Other teachers may have a different way of doing it, but that's just how I'm going to do it. Now, we're all basing it around this angle degree of 42. So the opposite side length is going to be x. So it looks like they give us opposite is what we're looking for. And then we have hypotenuse. If all I'm given to work with for this degree of 42 is the opposite and the hypotenuse, the only thing I'm going to be able to use is sine. That's the only one that's O and H. All right, so that means that sine of 42 is equal to x over 25. All I have to do is find sine of 42 and multiply it by 25 to get my x value. So once you plug into the calculator 25 times sine of 42, you'll end up with 16.7. We can't put any measure because we don't know if it's in centimeters, meters, inches, yards, miles. We have no idea. So all we can write is our number there, 16.7. All right, let's look at this one here. We have 75 degrees. All right. All we are given is our adjacent, right? We have adjacent is what we're looking for, and opposite. All right, if we are given adjacent and opposite, we'll have to use tangent. So the tangent of the degree of 75 is opposite over adjacent. Opposite, which is 12, over adjacent, which is x. All right, once I multiply both sides by x, right, that cancels out. And I am able to then have x times tangent 75 is equal to 12. Divide this by tangent of 75. Divide this side by tangent of 75. 12 divided by the tangent of 75 is going to give us 3.2. Once you plug it into the calculator, of course. All right, let's look at this one, example 4. I'm just skipping. I just go down. So we have 53 degrees. We are looking for the opposite. We are given the adjacent. All right, all we have is opposite and adjacent. So again, we'll have to use tangent. Tangent of 53 is equal to x over 7. Oh, we'll multiply this side by 7. We'll multiply this side by 7. X is equal to 7 times the tangent of 53 degrees. Therefore, x will equal, not 5, 9.3. Okay, we've got one more example from the top where we're finding missing sides. So here they give us the degree of 36. We cannot use opposites. Opposite is not something we'll be able to use. They give us adjacent, which is 19, and hypotenuse. So all we have is A and H. That means we're going to be using cosine. So cosine of 36 is equal to A over H, which is 19 over, I'll just go with H, or X. You can write whatever. I'm going to multiply both sides by it, our missing variable. And then our hypotenuse, which I'm going to change it to an x now, sorry. X times cosine 36 is equal to 19. We will then divide by cosine of 36. Divide by cosine of 36. And x is going to be equal to 23.5. All right, and that is finding missing sides with trigonometry. So the next thing we're going to do is find missing angles with trigonometry. Now, when you are finding missing angles, you're going to be using the reciprocals, the cosecant, secant, and cotangent. And we will start with number 1. So they're giving us opposite and adjacent. So I will be using tangent. So we know that the tangent of x is equal to 9 over 20. All right, so when it is written this way, you would basically just do cotangent of 9 over 20 to get what x is. But this is how we would typically write it, tangent to the negative 1. That means reciprocal. We should already know that. 9 over 20 is equal to x. And in this case, x would be 24.2 degrees. All right. This looks better than writing cotangent because this is what you would type into the calculator. Because this is an actual button on your calculator, it should be like the second of tangent would give you the tangent with the negative 1. So keep that in mind. And you'll use the negative 1, like the reciprocal, for all of these since we're finding the actual angle. So we have the degree of x. They give us the hypotenuse and the adjacent. So if we have hypotenuse and adjacent, we have to use cosine. So cosine of x is equal to a over h. I always forget. 17 over 32, and that means cosine to the negative 1, the reciprocal, 17 over 32, is equal to x. Once you plug that into the calculator, you will get 57.9 degrees. All right, I'm going to jump down to example 4. Again, feel free to pause at any point, try to work it yourself, and then check my work with it as you go. So we're looking for x. They give us the hypotenuse and then the opposite. So if we have O and H, we have to use sine. Sine of x is equal to 21 over 28. And that means the reciprocal of sine of 21 over 28 is equal to x, and that means that x is equal to 48.6 degrees. All right, we have one more here. We have x. They give us opposite and adjacent. That is going to be my friend tangent. Mr. Toa, tangent of x is equal to opposite over adjacent, 13 over 18, and that means cotangent or tangent reciprocal, tangent to the negative 1 of 13 over 18 is going to be equal to 35.8 degrees. All right, these will all require degree symbols since they are missing angles, and that is finding missing lengths.